Hello.
Hey YouTube, what's happening? Today is a pretty difficult day. I lost my uncle, and he is in Undingen, Germany. And I guess one of the reasons it's such a hard-hitting thing, he was really inspirational to me and formed me a lot growing up. So growing up, I got to go, I went to Germany every summer, and during the summers we'd work on the farm and we'd do things around there. We spent the entire summer there and then came back to the States and went to school. So it was nice of my paternal father, my biological father, to send the whole family over there every stinking year. Gosh, man, imagine how much money that costs. Send me, my brother, and sister over there every year, and my mom, and he'd hang out here. So you figure, what, 4 airfares? Maybe it wasn't as bad back then, I don't know, but I mean, that's a lot. So it was really nice of him to do, and really generous. He promised my mom that he would do that, and I think that was really cool. So yeah, I was watching the MotoGP today, Assen, thinking of him, and it was a really interesting race. And what really sucked about it is I had it on the DVR, and sadly it stopped. 2 laps to go and it stopped. So back to my uncle. So really cool dude. He did the majority of the farm work and repairs and everything with my grandfather, and I always felt fortunate because I got to help. And man, I learned tons of shit from that old guy. I say old guy, that fella. And I learned how to weld, woodworking stuff. I learned that there wasn't a man-made object that couldn't be repaired. I remember working on a lot of tractors, working on wagons, painting them, building them, welding them. And yeah, that was really it was really forming in those years. So another thing he had a passion for, which was something I had a passion for, was motorcycles. So my parents got me a motorcycle when I was 6. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Appreciate it. You started this addiction. It's a good thing. And sure enough, my uncle had an addiction to motorcycles himself. So growing up, you know, for fun, we would go to the races, and he took me out on his motorcycle, and we would make use of the time also. So I remember one time we went to someplace. We went to Undingen from Mannheim, and I think it was supposed to be like a 4-hour trip, but we got to spend a lot of it on the Autobahn, and we took his motorcycle. And son of a bitch, man, we must have made it there in like 2 hours and change. We hauled ass. I remember pissing him off because I'd try to look over his shoulder, and I just remember seeing 240 kilometers an hour, 220 kilometers an hour, and I was fucking shitting bullets, man. That was just, and that was obviously causing a lot of wind disturbance and stuff like that. But anyway, man, I was just tickled pink. We're just hauling ass down the Autobahn and having a good old time, and I really enjoyed that. My ass was sore as hell, but you know, we had a good time. And then went up there and worked on a bathroom and for his parents, and yeah, I learned a lot there and felt accomplished from the work we did. So that was really cool. So, yeah, it's really cool shit. So he shared a passion for motorcycles also. So one year, when I got my first motorcycle, I was 6. And we traveled back and forth from Germany a couple times, I think, because my dad was in the military and we just went back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so one year we went back and shipped the motorcycle over. Well, damned it if it didn't break. It was an A-Tom-Jet 25. It had little metal U-bolts holding the handlebars on, and one of those sons of bitches broke. And I'm thinking, where the hell you get parts for this? And they don't have internet back then, imagine that. So where the hell you get parts for this? My uncle looked at it, let out a grunt, and took the whole damn thing to his workshop. And son of a bitch, if he didn't just build a U-bolt from a dowel rod, a metal dowel rod. So he took a dowel rod, chopped it down to size, heated that piece up, bent it to make a U. And this is Lake Pflugerville, anyway. So bent it up to make a U, and once in a U form, he threaded both ends and was able to bolt that son of a bitch on there. And I thought, holy shit, how in the hell did he just do that? He took nothing and he made a motorcycle part out of nothing. And I thought that was the coolest shit ever. So from then on, it was like, man, there's nothing that man can't do. And I think that's the greatest thing, and I think everybody should be able to repair things and fix things and at least know how to do it, you know? So I've always studied really hard on how to fix stuff, how shit works, how things are put together. So not only am I a mega nerd, so that's occupationally, not only am I a mega nerd, I can do shit with my hands. And I really think that's a cool thing. I really appreciate that, and I really feel like I gained a lot from him, and I do consider him a second dad. I was fortunate enough to have two dads, and lost my second one today. Fuck. No fireworks. Zero tolerance. Watch for crippled people. Surprised there's anybody out here with it looking all overcast and everything. That's Lake Pflugerville. You can rent boats. Do all kinds of shit. Yeah, so my uncle was a fireman. And I take it back, he wasn't a fireman, he was a mechanic for the fire department. So he maintained all the vehicles and all the, man, they have some badass fire department vehicles over there. They have like Mercedes Unimogs and all kind of other shit, just crazy fire vehicles, man. They're just like built to go through the deepest of bullshit, man. It's really cool to see. And I feel fortunate to have been able to see all that stuff and how they do things over there and their tools that they use. And oh man, I got so many good memories. So, oh. Anyway, I sure wish I could have waiting for him to come home from work and when we were over there and sitting around just watching the clock. When's he coming home? When's he coming home? And then he'd come home on this, it was a silver Honda 900 with blue accents. I remember there was blue shit on the sides. I don't remember which model it was or which one it was, but it was a cafe racer, so it was a crotch rocket. And I'd always wait for him to come home, and he'd come home, take off his leathers, and get right to work. And I couldn't wait to go down to the workshop with him and do stuff and get busy and just really get into stuff and learn new things. It was such an enjoyment to do all that stuff. I mean, it wasn't like work, it was like learning. And it was like a desire to learn all this stuff was just really great. And he made it so fun, and he made it so nice. So yeah, I really appreciated all that stuff. It was very forming. And then we got there, we'd work, and then after we finished working, we'd go in and eat, and he would go clean up and rest for the day because he'd already, you know, put in a solid day of work and then working at home. And I'd go back outside and I would check out his motorcycle. I'd sit in the barn and check it out and just look at it and look at the fairing, and man, that's a fast motorcycle, and just, God dog, man, my heart would pump every time I saw it. Someday I'll have something like that, and sure shit, someday I did. I really wish I could have ridden with him. I think, oh goddamn, Holmes, I came off the seat. Anyway, so I really wish I could have ridden with him, but I guess I do ride with him every time I get on a bike. I do have him in my heart. And fucking every time I look at a triple tree, or look at bar mounts, and shit. Yep, it's a thought. So, rest in peace, Uncle Harry. I love you. And thanks, YouTube, for listening to me. Have a great day. Bye.